Okay, so what we'll be doing in this session is show you how to make use of this beautiful software, Packet Tracer. All you need to follow along in this series is to have gone online and download Cisco Packet Tracer. It's a free tool, and in the previous video we did mention that this is one of the free network simulation software, and so with this software you should be able to get your hands on and experience, so to say, like being able to master the commands that are used in managing this networking equipment. So how do we bring out the equipment here? And that's what I want to show you in this video. So we assume that this is the very first time you want to work on this Cisco Packet Tracer, and I'm just going to walk you through on how to use this beautiful tool. All right, having said that, let's jump into the software proper and how to make use of all the tools that are available here. So you could see my mouse here. My mouse is pointed on this icon here, which is showing network devices, and the next icon to that is end devices. So if I click on it, on this where you see PCs, laptops, servers, printers, etc., IP phones, and all those things you see on the network, right? So you go back again, network devices. Here you are going to see that the very first thing we have here is router, right? So router is what we have here. So when you click on network devices, you look below it, you are going to see network devices shown below here. So you could see router, you click on it, you are going to see different models of routers. We are not doing routing yet. And after the router is switch, you click on it, you're going to see different models of switches. 2960 is what we are going to be using most of the time. There's also 3560 and 3650 switches here as well. All right, 2950, 2950T will not support most of the things we'll be doing. So what we'll be using here is Cisco 2960 switch, which is purely a layer 2 switch. 3560, 3650 as well, layer 3 switches. Those guys have got some routing capability in them. And next up is hub. Nothing really to do with hub in this 24th century. This is a very obsolete network device. And the next after hub is wireless. Click here, you are going to see a series of wireless equipment, wireless access points, and wireless router. And after the wireless, here is what we have the Cisco ASA firewall. We have the adaptive security appliance, which is what ASA stands for. And we have ASA 5506 and ASA, the older model, 5505. All right, so we are not doing firewalling, we are not doing wireless. On hub, we'll never use it. I want to use switches for now, so I'm going to click on switches, and I'm going to select 2960. Just click on that switch and drop that guy here. Okay, so we're going to set up a very basic and simple topology, and so switch is already out here waiting on the workspace. And what we need to do now is to bring out devices, PCs, laptops, printers, etc., and then we'll get network cables, which obviously should be a straight cable, and then get these devices connected to the switch. All right, so you could bring out as many switches as you want, but for now we just need only one switch. All right, come up here, you see end devices, that is after network devices. The next is end devices. Click on it, and you're going to see PC, laptop, etc. So click on each of the systems you want to bring out and drop them on the workspace. So continue the process until you have brought out the total number of systems you want to use on the network. In this case, I'm going to use 6 systems. I'll be using 3 desktops and 3 laptops. So here are my laptops. All right, so I have this total number of 6 systems I want to use. If you like, we'll bring out a server. This is a server, but I don't want a server for now. So if you bring out what you don't want, how do you get rid of it? Just see my mouse as I come to cancel tool here at the top. So this cancel tool, click on it, and anything I click on it will disappear from the workspace. All right, so once I take away the device I don't need, I have to come over here to drop the cancel tool. All right, so where do we get the cables that we use to connect the systems to the switch? Then just after the end devices here, you see this icon here, connections. All right, click on it, and you're going to see different kinds of network cables. The one we'll be using is called copper straight through cable. This is the very one that I hover my mouse on. So click on the cable to select it. Click on each of the systems one after the other. Select fast Ethernet, which represents the LAN port of that system, and then go over to the switch with the cable. Click on the switch and you are going to see different port numbers available for connectivity. So select fast Ethernet 0/1. What it simply means is port number 1 on the switch. Great. So you can see that we have connected this first PC to the switch. Follow the same method and get all the remaining PCs connected to the switch. Select fast Ethernet after clicking on the switch on the system, and then click on the switch and select port number 2. Go again to the cable. Select crossover cable by clicking on it. Click on PC, click on fast Ethernet, drag the cable to the switch, click on switch, and select fast Ethernet 0/3, which is port number 3, and then continue the process until you have connected all the 6 systems to the switch. So now that you can see that we have connected all the systems, 6 of them in number, to the switch. All right, so we need to address the need of these systems because they all need IP addresses to be configured on them. So just for a recap, what we did was pick systems from here. So you can see where I'm highlighting now with my pen. You see here, when you click on here, you see all the devices like laptops, desktops, servers, and all that. When you click here, you are going to see your network devices like switches, routers, etc. So laptops, desktops, printers are what we see when we click on this, right? And to see our cables, we click on this guy, right? So this guy, when we click on it, down here, we are going to see different cables. This one is console cable. This one is copper straight through cable. So when you click on this guy, you are going to see the name of this cable you clicked on down here. So you could see copper straight through cable, and that is the cable we need when we want to connect PCs to a switch. This one here is a crossover cable. That's what we use when we want to connect a switch to another switch, right? So if you have another switch here, we could use this one, crossover cable, to connect it. Okay, now what we need to do is to address the need of this system. So we're going to go to each of the systems and give them IP addresses. So let's use Class C network because this is a very small network, and Class C IP address is used for a small network, right? So let's use Class C address, and here I'm going to use 192.168.5.0. So 5.0 is a network address, and we know that we cannot give anybody 5.0. So we're going to start from 192.168.5.1. So we could give this system here 5.1, and we could give this system here 5.2, right? We'll continue like that. This guy will be 5.3, and this guy will be 5.4, and this guy will be 5.5, right? You get the idea? So no two systems can be given the same IP. There will be a conflict. So we're going to have 192.168 5.2 and 5.3 and 5.4, just like that. And the highest we can get to will be 192.168.5.254. So in a network of 5.0, we have from .1 to here to .254. All right, so let's go ahead and configure these IPs on this system. The question is, how do we get to this system and give it 5.1? It's very simple. So all you need to do is just to click on the system, just like this. When you click on the system, you are going to go to desktop, and then the first box by the left is IP configuration. Click on it, and this way you can give this system its own IP address. So if you have a DHCP server, you could put it on DHCP, where this guy will request for IP from a DHCP server. So in this box for IP address, we're going to type 192.168.5.1, And on the subnet mask, just click on it. It's going to put in the class C subnet mask automatically for you. We don't need a default gateway, we don't need a DNS. We need to set those two up when we need internet connection. And so what we do is just to close this window and go to the second system, click on the system, click on desktop, click on IP configuration, and then this one will now be 192.168.5.2. remember that the first system has taken 5.1, and then we click on close. We'll continue like that until we have given all the systems IP address. Click on desktop, click on IP configuration. You know that I just gave the previous system 192.168.5.2. What if I repeat it 5.2 again? You know that the second system already is on 5.2. If I put on the subnet mask, you say no, this address is already in use on the network. So that's just to show that two systems cannot be on the same IP. It leads to a conflict. All right, so I have to give this system a different IP that has not been given to another system, 192.168.5.3. all right, so if I put the subnet mask now, you see it doesn't complain about it. So follow on the steps and click on the remaining 3 devices and give them 5.4, 5.5 and 5.6. okay, so we have actually gone ahead to give the remaining 3 systems their own IP addresses. So you could see the last one should be getting 5.6 and it already has that. Okay, so now we actually have done a couple of things. And what are the things we have done? Well, we have gotten a switch. Okay, so what we have done is that we have gotten a switch. So you can see our switch up here. All right, I'm trying to circle the switch. And we've also gotten network cables. These are the cables, right? Remember that we picked these cables from here. So this very one here is a straight through cable. That's what we'll click on. Then click on the device and then we'll run the cable all the way to the switch. Click on the switch and then select a port on the switch to connect the PC to the switch. Okay, so next, what we basically need is a switch, right? Apart from switch, we need cables. And apart from cables, we need PCs. So you could see all these requirements are met here. And the cables will be used to connect the PCs to the switch. And we configure the TCP IP settings, which means that we need to give the systems IP addresses where we have started from 5.1 on this system. And we'll continue like that to 5.6. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to do a ping. And what is ping? Ping stands for Packet Internet Grouper, and it allows us to ping or test if the devices on the network are able to see each other. All right, so if I do a ping from this system to this system, if we see a reply, that means that things are fine. It means that this system is able to communicate to this system. But if you see unreachable or timeout, that means that things are not working well and the systems are not able to access each other. All right, so let's quickly dive in and see how the ping can be done. So to initiate a ping from 5.1 to 5.2, let's click on 5.1 and just to confirm, click on IP configuration. This guy is 5.1, right? Close here and then go to command prompt. So you can see command prompt here, and I'm going to type ping and then followed by the next system I want to see if this one is able to access, which will be the second system here, 5.2. So 192.168.5.2. and hit the enter key and hopefully it should be responding. All right, so sorry, I just mistakenly closed that guy. So you can see what we did is fantastic. So we'll see a reply from 5.2. so we actually tried from 5.1 to see if we can reach 5.2, and it came back to us saying yes, I can read that guy. So you see a reply. If things are not working well, we should be seeing timeouts or destination unreachable here. Okay, so with ping, we're able to confirm that we now have a local alien network, and all the devices on the network are able to access each other and share files. And that's what we have achieved in this demo. Thank you so very much for watching, and then see you in the next presentation.